Do you know that being outside, at least for a minimum of 30 minutes, it's really beneficial for your mind, body, and soul? So let's complete that feeling by visiting borgen-burks.com. They have an exclusive and limited collection of outdoor furniture that will add to that burst of happiness that we need. Visit borgen-burks.com. Today's episode, resilience, the quiet strength behind true commitment. We've heard that word for so long, resilience, resilience. But what we want to find out and have a clear understanding of the true meaning of resilience, the resilience that is going to help you endure, that resilience that's going to make you stronger, the resilience that you and I need. Welcome back to Straight TV, where real conversations meet real faith, real life. I am your host, Gamma. And we've already embarked on this journey to become better, to understand what just our vision, because our vision is limited. So we want to understand more than what our vision can perceive. So today we're going deeper than just bouncing back and forth. This is about a spiritual resilience, the kind that's forged in commitment, sharpened through hidden struggles, and rooted in something greater than ourselves. Yes. Because we are tired of bouncing back and forth. We are tired of just existing. We want to live. You want to live. I want to live. That's why we are embarking in this journey together. What is resilience? Really, what is resilience? Resilience is often described as the ability to bounce back from something. But I want to challenge that. What if resilience isn't about bouncing back to what you were, but becoming something stronger than you were before? Real resilience is less about you stand with when the things are good, and more about how you keep standing when everything around you is falling apart. Yes. Real resilience is less about how you stand when things are good, and it is more about standing when everything around you is falling apart. It's the quiet strength to keep praying even when you feel unheard. It's showing up for your family when you feel empty. It's choosing integrity when one will ever know. So here's the question. Are you truly resilient or just really good at hiding your cracks? The tension between image and integrity. We live in a world obsessed with how things look. Yes. But God is concerned with how things live, not just how things look. No, He's concerned of how things live. Sometimes we look committed. We show up to church. We repost inspirational quotes. We give the appearance of strength. But inside, we are crumbling. We are burned out, bitter, quietly angry at God. And here's the truth. You can't build resilience on a foundation of pretending. Let me ask you this. What are you pretending is fine in your life right now? What cracks are you covering up with performance? What part of your heart have you stopped bringing to God? Because when we are encountering these questions, in other words, when we come across in our life, because we all do, I do myself. Sometimes we get so intertwined with our daily activities that sometimes we forget the fundamentals of becoming better. So we have to sometimes remind ourselves. So let's remind ourselves of the resilience of Jesus. Let's talk about the ultimate example of quiet spiritual strength that Jesus showed. He didn't argue with the ones mocking him. He didn't fight the ones hurting him. He didn't run from the cross. He stayed. And not because he was weak, but because he was committed, because he was resilient, rooted in obedience, fueled by love, anchored in purpose. Now, let me ask you, what would it look like for you to stay committed, even when it hurts? What? What would it look like? Where have you been, or where have you been trying to escape something that God is using to build your strength? Are we trying to run away from something that is going to make us stronger? Because Jesus didn't run from the cross, he stayed. Because this brings me to one of the core phrases that we need to keep in our minds and in our hearts. Surrender is a strength move, not a weak move. The world tells us strength looks like control, but in the kingdom, strength looks like surrender. Resilience isn't built by holding tighter. It's built when we lay it down, when we admit, God, I can't carry this by myself anymore. I need you to help me. See the difference? It's not about strength to keep control. No. Strength looks like surrender because the strength that you and I are going to have, it's the one that we are going to receive from above. When we admit, God, I can't carry this, but I know you can. Think about a tree. What makes it strong isn't just what's visible above ground. It's what's rooted below. The deeper the roots, the stronger the tree is, even in the storm. Yes, sometimes we see those videos of hurricanes. How the tree seems like it's gonna break by the winds, by the strength of the storm. But when the storm passes, the tree is still standing. It was rooted beneath it to a maximum strength. So, what are you rooted in? Is your resilience grounded in God or in self preservation? There is a difference. Is your resilience grounded in God or in self preservation? Because if it's grounded in God, you're going to admit to God, God, I cannot go on without you helping me. Because these are the reasons. Yeah, because we all have different necessities. We all have different imperfections. Therefore, I'm going to tell God, listen, I need the help that you can only give me. Not in self-preservation because I want to be in control of something. Or I don't want to let go of this control that I currently have. And jeopardizing that control is causing my self-preservation to kick in. When life shakes you, do you run to God? Or you retreat into isolation? Because we need to ask ourselves, how do we build real resilience in our lives? Here are a few practical ways to grow spiritual resilience. Practice stillness. Resilience is often formed in silence. Turn down the noise. Make space to listen for God. Number 2, be honest with yourself. Take inventory. What emotions have I been ignoring? What do I need to bring to God? Number 3, ask for help. Don't confuse independence with strength. It is okay to say, I need someone to pray with me. Yes, that is the beauty of all of this. That you are not alone, that I am not alone, that we can share with you. Because that's the beauty of a higher consciousness. That we all at a spiritual level can relate, even if my skin color is different than yours, even if I come from a different cultural background. At the end of the day, when we have embarked on this same journey, we are going to share the same resilience, your same pain. I'm going to join you in that. Stay committed even when it's boring. Faithfulness in the mundane builds strength for the storm. Root yourself in gratitude. Gratitude reframes pressure. It reminds you that even in the chaos, God is still present. Resilience is built in the dark. Resilience isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like crying out to God at midnight. Sometimes it looks like forgiving someone who never apologized. Sometimes it looks like taking one step forward when you're tempted to give up completely. Let me remind you, you're stronger than you think. But not because of who you are, but because of who's holding you. So keep walking, keep surrendering to the Almighty. Keep growing with Him because resilience isn't about never breaking. It's about knowing who to run to when you need to. That's what I want you to think, folks. The true resilience is not how everybody else or how society now sees it. True resilience in society now is just coming out of a hard time. But I guess in a sense, you return to what you were before. No, the real resilience is coming out of the struggle. And you were not like you were before. You are stronger now. Not because you did it by yourself, because you knew deep down, you admitted to yourself that you cannot do this on your own. Jesus Christ felt alone at one point. That's why he went to pray. And he didn't find an answer the first time. So he kept on praying and praying until God responded, because God noticed that his heart was in the right place at the right time when he answered him. Because by that time, God noticed that Jesus said, don't remove, I'm paraphrasing, don't remove this cross from me. But if it's your wish, let it pass. So that's the point. That was the point when Jesus realized too, it's not what I want. It's what you want. But give me the strength to endure it. Give me the strength to overcome this fear. And that's when he felt the comfort and the strength. So Jesus Christ didn't do it alone either. He also prayed and asked for help, and he got the help. We all at one point have come across difficult times, trials, but we have to admit that we cannot endure it ourselves. And once the storm passes, once the tribulation goes, we become better than what we were before the trial. So that's the beauty of it, folks. The true resilience that we have to have in our lives. That's it for today on Straight TV. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that they are not alone also in their fights. Stay rooted, stay real, stay resilient. See you next time.